After our team's unfortunate end, we all had decided to replay the game one more time, even the teammates that didn't chat. I grabbed my box and started to get the newspaper wall set up as soon as I can before anyone else could. This was to stop people from burning the newspaper as fuel. However, a problem arose. Adriel started to try and burn the newspapers. If you can't tell, you failed LMAO. Sadly, when I was trying to fix the wall, he finally figured out how to pick up items. Did I forget to mention that I hate this dude? He doesn't chat, despite having his chat enabled, because he was able to send an emoji and doesn't understand basic logic. Also, it took him so long to figure out how to burn a newspaper, I decided to just get my coal. Thankfully, the cat teammate isn't brain dead and knows how to talk in chat and understands the importance of newspapers. As we start to leave, that dude decides to jump off to get coal despite us having a lot already loaded into the train. I feel like this guy might know newer than new. Like he's clueless enough to be the audience for Dora the Explorer TV show. He also just burns his $20 on a coal that doesn't even matter because we had max fuel already. We stop by a sheriff's, and you know damn well I'm gonna try to get a free gun. Unfortunately, I get jumped by the armored zombie and find out there's nothing but ammo for a gun we don't have. In my defense, there was gold, and as the minor perk, it was something I couldn't pass up on. Sadly, it was a smaller nugget. I brought the rocks because I thought they would be somewhat useful for building a wall. Night fell as we stopped by a doctor's house, and I decided to loot the house. Had we still have the walled-up train, we would have been fine. As I looted everything, I realized it was a blood moon, something that isn't easily dealt without guns, so I ran for the gold and got to looting the next house, because I am greedy. Sadly, nothing worthwhile, but still a few bucks there, and here will add up. It turns out Adriel, the idiot, burned another newspaper, leaving the driver's seat even more vulnerable than it was already. I swear if this guy dies, I am not helping him. Also, after the night ends, and because no one is driving, I decided to put all my loot on the train. I blame us losing $20 on the girl. Had she not unwheeled the body and put it in her bag, it wouldn't have dropped out. Also, we support Adriel slander. Look at the chat. More was spotted, so I organized the rest of my loot. Adriel once again attempts to burn stuff and fails. We reach the town, but without any way to deal with the zombies, we leave. Thankfully, Adderall is given a death sentence. While we wouldn't abandon anyone, we wouldn't exactly go back rescue him either. So I decided to go loot the next building. Together as a team, we actually clear a building of zombies and loot a few more ammo types for guns we still don't have. As we head back to the train, two things happen. The selfless teammate hands me a gun while the stupid one somehow survives and is back in our team. We thankfully make it to the first of 8 forts and finally can rest. Insert generic music as I legit do boring prep work for the next 10,000 meters. We leave at night and we stopped at a blue house looking for more loot. Can't complain about a better melee weapon. I also somehow made a book float midair. I then thought of a genius idea of blocking zombies from getting to the driver with random junk items. Also, the idiot died. Looted another blue house. And thankfully both the not very skilled players have left the game, either because they no longer have control over themselves or left the game, them being the girl and the guy. I then loot the farm plus got a nice new horse with its cart, so more inventory space, while also noticing how there's so many lootable spots around the town. Also, my teammates died. Night falls, and we seek shelter on train as we decided to leave instead of loot, sadly. We also had to wait a bit as someone fell off, and we defended the train. Day comes and I loot coal and go back to the house to loot before going back to the train. Boring organization moment, LOL. I don't have much to say here. We got to 20k meters easily without the other two dead weights on our train tracks. At Fort, we did 4 things, such as selling our loot and buying what we needed. We also waited out night. If I was the driver, I would have fought the bandits. We did get to a town and decided to loot it. Also, when did werewolves started to spawn in towns? I am going to fast forward this for your sake. This part is boring. Now werewolf night has come. I thought it would be a good idea to use the platform. Even more money. Cut to fast forwards again. Slight mishap, but I walk it off and make it alive back on the platform. Day breaks once again, and we get back on the road. I go to get some healing for my team. After all, they took a beating. A good haul, in my opinion. Not much could have been better. And also a bandit camp full of guns and ammo. This is the Goat Run, with the easily raidable fort plus coal mine in the distance. I had a plan to tame dogs to help be bait for the gun zombies, But when I did this plan, I didn't think the wolves will attack each other and kill one of them. And as night fell, werewolves started to spawn again, making this whole thing pointless soon enough. Epic baiting strategy here. I didn't want to waste my ammo, so I just waited for day. Day came and my dogs all died, so I just raided the fort by myself and some help from the team. We won, and I got the body plus the key to open the bond room. But because I don't really care about bonds, I let them split most of the bonds. I cared more about the guns and the armory. We were too slow and backup had arrived. Now we will have to fight out the rest of the zombies. There was no horse murders. They just collapsed on the ground. More train restock and whatnot. Night arrived and I went to pick up some horses, just in case, as you know. But we get into a hassle and had a not very good experience with the runner zombies. I got out once it was day and helped them back up. We started the train and didn't look back most of the time. Maybe not when we went to go loot buildings. Blood Moon and Fort basically equals Payday LOL. Boring Fort part once again. At least we made it to Fort 4 out of 8, I think. Or was it 3? I can't bother looking back at my video right now despite editing this text. Okay, so it was the 3rd fort, not the 4th one, my bad. So if you can't read the chat, we had basically what happened is the Bacon Hair teammate had to leave and rejoin in a bit. So he was telling us to wait at fort, which I am fine with. So I tried to convince the cat teammate to wait here until he comes back. This entire clip in the fort is me maximizing the amount of money we have LOL. Thankfully Dylan rejoined and we could head out soon, but when he rejoined he lost all his items sadly. Thankfully I gave him my weapons as tribute for when he gave me my first gun, but he in the end didn't need them. And we started to prepare to head out. Dylan crashed or something. And like that, we finally leave for 40k meters after we loot a few more places LOL. Easy town clear. On to the next part. It turns out we were not prepared for Werewolf Night. I had to lock it on my horse. I think my 100 rifle ammo is enough. Thankfully, day comes, and I rescue them from the ground. I put more stuff on train. After the beating our team suffered, it was only right to go to the doctors. Easy Bandit, clear, not gonna lie. They didn't even pose a threat. This is a reference to the very start, aka Part 1. Now we are at the 40k meters fort, with nothing else to do other than get money up and ammo up. Funnily enough, less people equals easier playthrough for me. I still remember how with 5 people we couldn't handle dealing 3 bandits, and now we can easily clear them. This, by the way, is what happened in Part 1 of the run. We choose to raid the castle, but you know, it turns out they didn't stock up on snake oil like I did. Once again I lock in and have to clear castle. Thank God it was a lighting night, not a zombie/vampire or werewolf spawn night. I lure them back to fort, and I restock on that vital ammo. I get some more money. I am greedy, duh. Easy kills and easy revives. It turns out, the castle is not cleared yet. But now it was. After clearing the castle and carrying my team there, I think I deserved some bonds and all of the loot. All of it. I can't wait to go back multiple times to pick up all the dead bodies. Yeah, that's kinda it for this part 2 of the video. Sorry for cutting it here, but my recording software can only record up to 2 hours at a time. Yes, this entire video is 2 hours long and has been cut to 20 minutes. You're welcome. Remember to comment for part 3. See you next time. Goodbye.